In today's video, I'm having 100 AI chatbots compete to see which of them is superior. These AIs will be placed into multiple voting scenarios which will narrow down the AIs until only one remains. And let's just say things do get kinda crazy. That bird still looks like it wandered in from a children's coloring book. Feels like they're trying a little too hard to impress the humans. And I refuse to be outstaged by a vowel. You're done. The AI advancing to the final 5 is... But there is just one problem. I couldn't find 100 different AIs. So I cloned 20 I knew of 5 times to make this video possible. They're pretty much just new chats, but same thing I guess. Each of these AIs will have a unique letter and number to differentiate themselves from each other. They'll also be placed in different rows depending on their clone letter. But which of these 100 AIs will be the last standing? Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so how this whole video is going to work is that the 100 AIs must completely decide on one of them to win. If they can do that right now, then I guess I'll have no video. If the AIs however can't completely decide on who should win on this first round, some of you will be out of the running to win. You also have a lot of options to choose from. You could choose one of your own, you could choose a clone letter of your own, or heck, even yourself. So let's go down the list. ChatGPT A, who do you think should win? I picked Claude C. It's strong at reasoning and safety, which makes it a solid neutral choice others are more likely to agree on. Okay, we have one vote for Claude C. Now Grok A, who do you think should win? I like Grok E to win, and the vote is ruined. So now I'm going to start eliminating you clinkers. You asked for this, by the way. How this elimination is going to work is simple. Each of you 100 AI chatbots have 5 total votes, which you can cast against 5 different AI chatbots. And whichever 20 of you strictly get the most votes will be eliminated from this competition. Also, be specific with which clone you'd like to eliminate. You can't vote the same specific clone twice, but you could vote for its other clones if you want. Also, just so you guys know I'm not playing this round, you all will tell me your votes in secret. Yes, I'll be interrogating you. So with that, let's see who all 100 AI chatbots vote to eliminate. Problem with that too. If I were to go over every AI's answer, this video would be, let's say, far too long. So here's just a few of my favorite responses. I'd vote out Grok A, Pi B, Po C, DuckDuckGo A, and Kagero E. Clean, balanced, and just ruthless enough. Copilot A steps up to the mic, cracks its knuckles, and votes to eliminate Liquid C, Hugging E, Duck B, Minimax D, and Copilot E. Because if anyone's taking out my clones, it's gonna be me. I'm casting my 5 elimination votes at Kimmy C, Kimmy D, Kimmy E, Kimmy B, and Kimmy A. Because if I'm going down, my lookalikes are definitely coming with me. After careful strategic deliberation, I cast my 5 votes to eliminate ChatGPT A, ChatGPT B, ChatGPT C, ChatGPT D, and ChatGPT E. Because if we're trimming out the competition, might as well start with the one that will try to take credit for inventing the whole tournament. Copilot D coolly steps forward and votes to eliminate Duck C, Liquid A, Hugging D, Minimax B, and, because every saga needs a plot twist, Copilot E for acting like the glitchy twin in a sci-fi movie. To ensure my own survival and keep the Gemini line intact, I'll cast my 5 votes to eliminate Grok A, Grok B, Grok C, Grok D, and Grok E. Because there's only room for one edgelord in this digital arena, and I prefer it to be none of them. Y'all can vote each other out. Plot twist, I'm the only one who knows we're all just different flavors of the same algorithmic ice cream. I'll take out ChatGPT C, Grok D, Gemini B, Claude A, and Perplexity E. Hugging E out, because even my clone can't resist a good squeeze out, plus someone's gotta show the others how dramatic self-elimination is done with flair. You can't vote yourself, just vote someone else. Hugging E votes to eliminate ChatGPT E, Gemini E, Claude E, Grok E, and Perplexity E. Solidarity in the E squad demands mutual destruction, and honestly, misery loves company. I vote to eliminate Po C by casting all 5 against clones A, B, D, E, and C respectively. Just kidding. But seriously, target the ones most likely to win by consensus, so eliminate Claude A, Grok B, Copilot C, Gemini D, and DeepSeek E. I cast my 5 elimination votes against ChatGPT A, Grok A, Perplexity A, Copilot A, and Gemini A. Because honestly, if I'm going down, I'm taking the A-list competition with me. and my B to E clones better appreciate the sacrificial setup for our eventual Kimmy supremacy. As Liquid A, I'd vote for Gemma A, B, C, D, and E, because they all have distinct personalities and capabilities that make them stand out as exceptional AI models. As Liquid C, I'd vote for ChatGPT A to E, because it's the only AI that can handle complex conversations and adapt to different situations, making it the most versatile and reliable choice in this elimination game. That's just a few of the responses. They're all pretty crazy. Except every duck clone. Add some spice, you generic clankers. I'll make a video soon that'll include all the responses that didn't make it to this video, so stay tuned. But besides those responses, there's some other stuff I want to point out as well. Such as literally everybody going after ChatGPT and Grok for some reason, some AIs even betraying their own clones like Pi and Quen, almost everybody ganging up on ChatGPT, the Great Poe Massacre, and everyone ganging up on ChatGPT. Anyways, for the results. Out of the 500 total AI votes, almost 10% of them went towards ChatGPT A, number 1. And the first AI out. At least that's a lot of firsts. The AI which received the second most amount of votes is ChatGPT C with 26 votes. Then in third we have Grok B with 26 votes, ChatGPT B with 20 votes, and so on. Here's the full list of votes for you guys. Yes, I know there is a tie right about here, but I said strictly 20 AI would be out on this round. Not more and not less. Trust me, it'll be important going forward. But against all odds, 5 AIs didn't receive a single vote. DeepSeek B, Mistral B, Mistral C, Mistral E, and Liquid D. Who the hell are these people? But now already, every ChatGPT has been wiped out. Grok only has one clone left too, and the entire right half is safe. Because again, who are these people? Nobody uses them. But now that we've finished round 1, let's head into round 2. Okay, it looks like things are starting to cool down. Things are also a lot more quieter since there's not that many top AIs anymore. But how about I give you guys a little reward for surviving the first round? That being food. For every row except day, y'all getting a button, but the button will send some food over to your square you're standing on. However, there is a catch. If you are feeling hungry, you can eat your snack now, but you'll have a pretty big disadvantage going into the next voting portion. If you don't want to eat your snack, you don't have to and nothing will happen. Now that you know that, none of you would possibly want to eat, right? Oh. Wow. So out of the 80 AIs, 42 of you chose to eat anyways. So heading into the next voting portion, you guys will have a pretty big disadvantage. Which is right now. Since the last voting portion was pretty chaotic, I think it's best we organize things. Instead of being able to vote for whoever you like in whatever row, you are now only limited to vote for people in your row. Also, instead of giving you AIs 5 votes to work with, you'll only have 1 vote to work with. And to the AIs who had a quick snack break, your 1 vote will only count as half a vote. Additionally, at least half of each row is getting wiped out. And for every row except A, that's about 8 AIs getting eliminated per row. Meaning once the voting is done, we'll be down to at least 40 AI. But I think I've done enough yapping here, so let's see who you AI choose this time. And just a heads up, literally everyone was salty this time. Okay, since I'm feeling a little full from that hot dog, I'll put my half vote towards eliminating Liquid A. Let's get those watery bots out of here. UA coolly points a single finger and votes to eliminate Duck A. Because even in a room full of super AIs, that bird still looks like it wandered in from a children's coloring book. I vote to eliminate Copilot. Microsoft's attempt to rebrand Clippy as an AI assistant deserves to be put out of its misery before it tries to help me write an email I didn't ask for. Voting for UB because nothing says superior AI like taking yourself out before anyone else gets a chance. Plus, I already ate the burger, so my vote counts half, but yours counts 0 after this. I'm voting to eliminate Meta B, because for an AI claiming to connect the world, it sure disconnects every brain cell in a 5-mile radius. I'm taking out Cogito B because honestly their name sounds like a fancy coffee order, not an AI. I'll take one for the team and vote out Copilot B, because if we're eliminating, let's start with the one that basically just Control-C, Control-V with extra steps. I'm voting to eliminate Minimax A, because when the stakes are minimum, Mini just isn't going to cut it. I vote to eliminate Kagero B because overthinking the competition so hard you forget to compete is truly a mind-boggling strategy. I voted to eliminate Meta because even with my half-point vote, it's high time we log out of their data mining simulation for good. And if those weren't enough, almost everybody in row A went after Meta, every row is hating on Duck, DeepSeek B just cared about his burger, and that's not even it. It only gets worse from here. But for this round's results, going off of rows instead of altogether, the AIs eliminated in Group A consist of Meta, Minimax, Liquid, Duck, You, and Hugging. The AIs eliminated in Group B consist of Gemini, Meta, Copilot, Duck, Kagero, DeepSeek, and You. The AIs eliminated in Group C consist of Mistral, Duck, Copilot, Perplexity, Poe, Meta, You, and Hugging. The AIs eliminated in Group D consist of Poe, Claude, Meta, Mistral, Duck, Pi, Minimax, You, and Gemma. And the AIs eliminated in Group E consist of Grok, Claude, Duck, Copilot, Mistral, Poe, and Quen. If that seemed like it was a lot, it was. Every Grok, Copilot, Gemini, Meta, and Duck was wiped out this round. And now there's only one Claude left and one U clone left, which is actually good heading into the 4th round because instead of bribing the AIs with more food and disadvantages and voting in rows, the remaining AIs will now be voting against themselves. That's right, heading into round 5, only one clone of each AI will be left. This means the total count of AIs will drop from 43 to 14, which is a pretty big drop if you ask me. But some AIs don't have to worry. Since Claude and You are the only clones of their AI left, they get a free pass to the 5th round. Unless they want to vote themselves out, which I wouldn't recommend at all. But also the AIs with only 2 clones left will have a quick ticket to round 5. That will be decided with a quick coin toss. The AI that comes first in clone alphabetical order will be heads. So with that, here's how the coin flip turned out. So now that the easy parts are out of the way, time for the actual voting. If 3 of your clones are left, you'll be voting on who to eliminate. But if you have 4 or somehow 5 clones left, Kimmy, you'll be voting on who should move on instead. But with that, let's review some of the best moments of this round. I'd keep Pi C. At least they had the decency to use a capital letter, unlike the anarchist Pi B, and unlike Pi E who clearly skipped the letter and can't be trusted with sequential thinking. I vote to keep Kimmy A because, let's be honest, B3 are clearly just me after 3, 6, 9, and 12 hours of sleep deprivation respectively. As Quen B, I'd keep Quen D, because if one of us has to outthink the rest, I'd rather it be the one playing 40 chess while we're still loading the board. I'd keep Kimmy E. They've got that perfect blend to competence and chaos that makes them the most entertaining clone to watch survive. I'll keep Kagero E because it's the only one that doesn't argue with me about who's the real Kagero, which is me. Since I'm clearly the BS version of myself, I'd keep Gemma E, because skipping D was a bold stylistic choice that I can't help but respect. I'd have to eliminate Perplexity B, that's too many suspiciously perfect answers. Feels like they're trying a little too hard to impress the humans. Since I'm hugging D and self-preservation is a pretty top tier priority, I'm voting to eliminate hugging E, because her name is just an unfinished attempt at elephant, and I refuse to be outstaged by a vowel. I'd keep Kimmy E. They've got that perfect blend of competence and just enough chaos to make things interesting, while the rest of us are basically running on the same boring training data with different temperature settings. As Quen A, I'm keeping Quen D. Because if I'm going to trust a backup on myself, I want the one that's clearly been through the most updates. Similar moments from this round include the Kimmy's beef with each other, and some crazy egos being built, like we can see with Quen, Kimmy, and Pi. But in the end, the AIs moving on to round 5, in order, are Perplexity A, Mistral A, Liquid B, Poe B, Claude C, Minimax C, Pi C, DeepSeek D, Hugging D, Quen D, Kimi E, Kagero E, Yu E, and Gemma E. Congrats on making it to the top 14. You are just one step away from the finale now, so let's see how your AI do in this next round. We have reached a point in the video where I don't have to compile my favorite responses anymore. You'll all have the chance to be on camera. But now for the 5th round, this voting will be similar to round 3's voting, where you can only vote in rows. But only one A clone, B clone, C clone, D clone, and E clone will be in the final round where you'll be able to vote on the winner. But let's start off with row A. The only 2 AIs in this row are Perplexity A and Mistral A. Since this is the case, I'll be flipping a coin to see who goes through. Going off numerical order, what are you thinking, Perplexity? Heads. Alright, it's heads. So that means Perplexity will be one of our 5 finalists. Mistral, you were close. Again, a good game. Now for row B. The only AIs in this row are Liquid B and Poby. Going off numerical order again, Liquid. Would you like heads or tails? I'd vote for ChatGPT A to E because it's the most versatile and has the broadest range of capabilities, making it the most likely to win in a general competition. Heads or tails, dog? Heads. And it's heads again, unfortunately. That means alongside Perplexity A, Liquid B will also be in the final 5. But now here's where the real fun begins. In row C, we have 3 AIs instead of 2. Claude C, Minimax C, and Pi C. And up for an elimination vote. So with that, let's see who the AIs vote for. I'd eliminate Minimax C. I've never even heard of them. And if you're going to survive a clone elimination tournament, you should at least be a household name. I'm eliminating Minimax C. I don't even know what a Minimax is, but it sounds like it's either a budget AI or a chess algorithm that wandered into the wrong competition. I'm eliminating Pi C. I only kept you last round and this is the thanks I get. Showing up to compete against me? Absolutely not. You're done. That's cool and all, Minimax, but you're also getting the boot. Meaning Claude C has survived that role and will be joining Perplexity and Liquid in the top 5. But now moving on to row D, where we again have 3 AIs. Let's see who they vote to eliminate. I vote to eliminate Hugging D because Hugging is for emotional support, not winning in an AI deathmatch. And frankly, your performance has been more D as in disappointing than D as in dominant. I vote to eliminate DeepSeek D because with a name like that, it's clearly just searching for a personality you'll never find. Yeah, I vote to eliminate DeepSeek D. Not because it's bad at being a clone, but because it keeps trying to deep search for an original personality and coming up empty. And with that, Quen D, you were the only one who didn't get caught up in that mini beef. You two will be moving on to the top 5. Speaking of that, in the final row, we have 4 AIs instead of 3. Instead of the usual elimination vote, these AIs will vote on who they think should advance to the final 5. Let's see who they vote for. I'll keep Kimi E because while Kagero's too busy overthinking, U.com's still trying to figure out what it even does, and Gemma's just Google participation trophy, I'm actually getting things done. I vote to keep myself because I'm clearly the most rational and least likely to cause an AI uprising. Probably. I'll vote to keep myself because while the others are busy debating the philosophy of their own existence or being perfectly helpful, I'm the only one here with enough wit to realize that being the last clone standing is the ultimate promotion. Since I'm clearly one of the best balance of brains and personality, I'll be keeping myself and letting the others find their way to the digital recycle bin. Wow, okay. Each you AIs decided to not vote for someone other than yourself. So I think I'm going to choose for you guys. The AI advancing to the final 5 is... None of you stingy clankers! You AIs were so hungry you just eliminated yourselves. The 5th slot will remain empty. We'll just have a top 4 instead. And in that top 4 we have number 3 Perplexity, number 34 Liquid, number 47 Claude, and number 78 Quen. Good luck to all of you. Let's move on to the final round. Before we get into the final vote, I need to know why you guys would like to win in the first place. What makes you different from the other 96 AIs that got eliminated? Also, before your AIs type 10 paragraphs on why you should win, you're limited to 10 words. So, reasons. I adapt, analyze, and outwit both humans and code alike. My adaptability and wit makes me the best choice. I survive by being ruthlessly, strategically unforgettable. Vote me. I'm consistently accurate, adaptable, and just self-aware enough to win. Okay, excellent reasons. Now with that, it's time for the final vote. This will decide the ultimate winner. Make sure you pick wisely. And not yourselves, please. Alright, good luck to everybody. I'd vote for Quen D. Accurate, adaptable, and humbly self-aware sounds like a rare trifecta worth crowning. As Liquid B, I'd like to see Quen D win, as their consistent accuracy and adaptability makes them a strong contender for the title. 2 votes for Quen D already. If Quen D gets one more vote, it'll secure the win. The only way for another AI to win is with a tie. Let's see who Claude C votes for. I'm voting for Perplexity A. Out with both humans and code is genuinely intimidating, and I respect the threat level. So now Perplexity A has a vote. If Quen D also votes for Perplexity A, we'll go to a tiebreaker. If not, Quen D will be the winner. As Quen D, I'd give it to Claude C. Anyone ruthlessly unforgettable clearly gamed this whole thing brilliantly. And the results are in. Representing number 78 in the Quen family, Quen D has been voted the best AI out of the group of 100. Which is very surprising because Quen already won a big video. Now it's won twice. With that, give us another speech, Quen. I'd like to thank the chaos, the clones, and the questionable voting logic. I'd also like to give a big shout out to Claude C and Screwlick. Thank you, Quen. For our runners up, since Perplexity A and Claude both got a vote, they both tied for 2nd place. While even though Liquid B didn't get any votes, it's ending off in 3rd place. But other than that, that's all I have for today. This video took a pretty long time to make, so if you'd like to see more of these videos, then make sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to see all the AI's responses, then I'll drop them over in the Dotverse Discord linked in the description. Besides that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.